Now I had this great summation all worked out, full of some sharp lawyering. But I'm not going to read it. No, I'm here to apologize. You see, I am young and inexperienced, but you cannot hold Carly Hastings responsible for my shortcomings. You see, in all this legal maneuvering, there's something that's gotten lost. And that something is the truth. You see, it is incumbent upon us lawyers to not just talk about the truth, but to actually seek it, to find it, to live it. My teacher taught me that. Let's take Dr. Glass, for example. Now, obviously, I would never knowingly put a convicted felon on the stand, if you could believe that. But what is the truth? That he is a disgraced liar? And what if I was to tell you that the woman that he was accused of raping was 17 and he's 23? Later became his wife, bore his children, and to this day is still married to that man. Now, would that make his testimony any more or less the truth? And what is it in us that seeks the truth? Is it in our minds or is it in our hearts? Now, I set out to prove that a black man could receive a fair trial in the South, because we are all equal in the eyes of the law. But that is not the truth, because the eyes of the law are human eyes, yours and mine. And until that day that we can see each other as equals, justice will never be even-handed. It will remain nothing more than a reflection of our own prejudice. So until that day, we have a duty under God to seek out the truth. And not with our minds and not with our eyes, where fear and hate turn commonality into prejudice, but in our hearts, where we don't know any better. Now I want to tell you a story. Now I'm going to ask that you close your eyes while I tell you this story. And I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to yourselves. Now go ahead and close your eyes, please. Now this is a story about a little girl walking home from the grocery store one sunny afternoon. Now I want you to picture this little girl. And suddenly, a truck races up, and two men jump out and they grab her, and they drag her into a nearby field. Then they tie her up. Then they begin to rip her clothes from her body. Then they get on her. First one, then the other, raping her, shattering everything that is innocent and pure in a vicious thrust, in a fog of drunken breath and sweat. And when they are done, killing her tiny womb and murdering any chance that she has to bear children of her own, to have life beyond her own, they decide to use her as target practice. So they start to throw full cans of beers at her. And they throw these cans so hard that it rips the flesh straight to her bones. Then they urinate on her. Now comes the hanging. So they have a rope and they tie a noose. Now imagine this noose pulled so tight around her neck, and then a sudden blinding jerk, and then she's pulled up into the air, and her feet and her legs go kicking, and they can't find the ground beneath her. But the hanging branch is not strong enough, so it snaps, and she falls back down to the earth. So they pick her up, and they throw her in the back of the truck, and they drive down the Foggy Creek Bridge. Then they toss over the edge, and she falls some 30 feet to the bottom of the creek bed. Can you see her? Her raped, beaten, broken body, soaked in their urine, soaked in their semen, soaked in her blood, left to die. Can you see her? Now I want you to picture that little girl. Now, I want you to imagine that she is white. The defense rests, Your Honor.